Hotel missing person stories happen more often than most people think. Hotels can be scary places, and with so many things happening in those rooms, there's no telling what occurred there before. The U.S. is no stranger to mysterious places. Some of the most mysterious ancient sites in the U.S. are worth visiting just to experience what's happening there and speculate on their existence. Hotel mysteries are a completely different phenomenon, though. Most hotel missing person mysteries center around crimes. Humans tend to do things to other humans, and sometimes the most convenient place for crime to happen is in a hotel room. While a few of these only marginally touch on hotels, all of them are creepy because they seem like they could happen to anyone. These hotel missing person mysteries are arranged in order from the oldest to the most recent. Number 8. Corporal Maoma Ridings. Indianapolis has its share of haunted houses, but some of the creepiest hotel missing person mysteries happen in rented rooms. In 1943, Corporal Maoma Ridings, a 32-year-old member of the Women's Army Corps, WASE, was found brutally murdered in her room at the Claypool Hotel in Indianapolis. Ridings, who had previously worked as President Franklin D. Roosevelt's favorite nurse during his polio treatment, was discovered half-clothed and beaten with a broken whiskey bottle. The motive was presumed to be robbery, as only 46 cents were found in the room. A bellboy reported seeing a mysterious, dark-haired woman in black with Ridings hours before the murder, but this lead never panned out. Despite the Army and Indianapolis police's efforts, the WAC murder remains unsolved. Number 7. Joseph Joe Aids Edwards. Civil rights in the southern United States in the 1960s were a point of contention. Among the unsolved hotel missing person mysteries from this period, this one is quite chilling. In 1965, Joseph Joe Ed Edwards, a 25-year-old African-American porter at the Shamrock Motel in Vidalia, Louisiana, vanished under suspicious circumstances. On July 12th, just 10 days after the Civil Rights Act of 1964 passed, Joe Ed was seen being pulled over by an unmarked police car. His blood-stained Buick was later found abandoned with a noose-shaped tie on the steering wheel. Rumors circulated about Joe Ed's alleged involvement with white women, fueling speculation that he fell victim to a brutal hate crime by the Ku Klux Klan. Number 6. Effie MacDonald. Maine has many beautiful towns home to quaint accommodations and cute B&Bs, so it's disturbing to think that the state has its surprising share of mysterious hotel disappearances, perhaps none more sinister than the sad tale of Effie MacDonald. Effie MacDonald, a 54-year-old chambermaid at the Bangor House Hotel, was found dead in an unrented guest room 2 days after she was last seen at work. MacDonald's unclothed body showed shocking signs of various unspeakable types of assault, notably around the neck with a nylon stocking. Despite the resemblance to the Boston Strangler's modus operandi, authorities ultimately decided the cases were unrelated. Years later, a detective revealed a prime suspect, a hotel guest seen descending the back stairs around the time of the murder. However, insufficient evidence prevented an arrest, leaving the Bangor House strangling unsolved for over 50 years. Number 5. Denise Clinton, Kansas City, Missouri, is a popular city destination among travelers. However, it's also home to one of the most baffling and tragic hotel missing person mysteries in the U.S. to ever occur. In a sad turn of events, 9-year-old Denise Clinton was abducted from her grandparents' motel in Kansas City, Missouri, during a robbery on July 8, 1965. The young girl had been sleeping a mere 3 meters from the office when the perpetrator snatched her on his way out, after binding and gagging her grandparents, Chelsea and Dorothy Reynolds. Despite an extensive manhunt by police and the FBI, no trace of Denise or her abductor was found. Shockingly, it wasn't until 2 years later, in September 1967, that a set of skeletal remains were discovered in a forest near Sundance, Wyoming, approximately 1,100 kilometers, 685 miles, from the abduction site. The remains were eventually identified as Denise's, leaving many questions about the abduction and her final resting place so far from home. Number 4. Claudia Kirschhoch. Being a travel writer seems like a great gig. Imagine visiting some of the best beaches in Jamaica right by the country's stunning hotels and writing about them. Unfortunately, sometimes things don't go according to plan. In May 2000, Claudia Kirschhoch, a 29-year-old assistant editor for Remmer's travel guides, vanished while staying at the beach's resort in Negril, Jamaica. Kirschhoch had been rerouted to the resort after her planned travel junket to Cuba was denied entry. On May 27, a lifeguard reported seeing her walking along the beach with a portable radio, which would be the last confirmed sighting of her. When Kirschhoch failed to return home, her concerned parents contacted the resort, prompting a search of her room. Most of her belongings, including her passport, were found inside, with only her portable radio and the clothes she was last seen wearing unaccounted for. No trace of her was ever found. Number 3. Jeffrey Daniel. Among the hotel missing person mysteries mentioned before, this one takes the cake for mysterious simply because no one knows who the guy involved is. In November 1997, an unidentified man checked into an Aiken, South Carolina motel, leaving a disturbing message before committing suicide days later. Despite previous failed attempts and hospital stays under the alias Jeffrey Daniel, his true identity remains unknown. The man's deliberate efforts to conceal his name and the reasons behind his tragic decision continue to puzzle investigators over 2 decades later. Previously, the man had checked into another hotel and attempted to end his life, but he was rescued by the hotel staff. While in the hospital, he refused to answer questions from anyone about where he came from. He remains unidentified to this day. Number 2. Cameron Remmer. California isn't typically the place one thinks of when mysteries are mentioned. Yet this is one of the hotel missing person mysteries that stands out as intriguing and disturbing. Cameron Remmer, a 29-year-old medical marijuana entrepreneur from Encinitas, California, vanished during a business trip to San Francisco in October 2011. After exhibiting erratic behavior at the Fairmont Hotel, Remmer left his bags containing 60 vials of medical marijuana and $30,000 in cash. He was last seen disoriented, wearing mismatched shoes. Remmer, who suffered from bipolar disorder, did not have his medication when he disappeared. Unconfirmed sightings suggest he may be homeless in San Francisco, but the connection to his missing belongings remains unclear. Number 1. Elisa Lam. The Cecil Hotel has a record-breaking number of deaths on its premises, but this particular case is baffling on many different levels. In January 2013, 21-year-old Canadian tourist Elisa Lam vanished while staying at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. Lam, who had bipolar disorder, was last seen acting erratically in the hotel's elevator. After guests complained of low water pressure, her clothesless body was discovered in a rooftop water tank on February 19. The coroner ruled Lam's death an accidental drowning, but questions remain about how she accessed the locked roof and entered the tank alone. Lam's mysterious disappearance and the Hotel Cecil's dark history have fueled widespread speculation and conspiracy theories, cementing her case as one of the most tragic and intriguing unsolved mysteries in recent years. So, we have shared with you top 8 hotel missing person mysteries still unsolved today. Hope they will be useful to you. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.